Alright, so welcome back to the Whitehouse farm. What we're doing today, we're going to be replacing a frozen ball valve that exploded over the winter because they had it closed instead of open. And then we're going to do sand filter. We're going to be changing out all the sand in there, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get going. Alright, so you can see how this is cracked here. We're going to go ahead and cut down below and cut above, take this section out, and then put the new one in. Alright, so what we want to do, we want to clean up this pipe here. Alright, so what you want to do is look at the media required, and this is SD40D. And here's SD40. So media required is 150 pounds of sand. So that'd be 3 50-pound bags. Get some cleaner in here. Make sure that that's all cleaned out. And then we're gonna put some glue on. Put a little glue in here. And then we'll put the new one on and give it a slight turn after you got it up. And now we'll go ahead and clean this bottom part. Alright, next we're going to add the coupler. Same thing. Go ahead and clean that out. Cleaner in there, and get some glue on the bottom. Get a little glue in there, and we're gonna put this on and give it a little twist. Now that's good. So now we gotta cut a piece that'll fit both of them.
So the colors were a little bigger? Or?
No, you needed it because I had to cut that out, so you lose the hose, so you have to put a coupler in. Yeah. So we're gonna guesstimate here, and you can move up or down with this, so we'll cut it right about there. Get all these shavings off of there. Just pull off as much as you can. Alright, then we'll go ahead and clean this piece. And we already cleaned the inside there. So we just got to put a little bit of glue. And we'll get this piece in and give it a little twist. Now we'll do the top. Bottom there.
What's that, plumber's cement?
No, it's purple primer. You get the primer on, and then it gets all any junk off of it and everything, and opens it up so that the glue can accept it and it sticks.
Like a solvent?
Yeah.
So just put that first and then this?
Yep. Then we do the glue. Some glue up in here. push that together. A little twist. You might need to hold it for a couple seconds depending on how warm or how cold it is. And it should be good.
Good, you can probably get a swing.
Alright, so we got this all together now. Able to turn the ball valve. Make sure you don't get glue up in here, because if you get it up in there and you got it closed, you won't be able to open it, or vice versa. You won't be able to close it if you get glue in there. So this is all together now, and time to move on to the sand filter. I'll show you how to take that apart and put new filter in. Alright, first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove the pump to filter line.
Okay, so my camera shut off on me, but there's a C-collar or
so next,
clamps
that
that hold this
up,
head on, and it's held on by
pull the
2
head,
screws
should come right out.
and 2 nuts, and they come off to be able to pull the head off. And you'll see at the end when I put them on.
You're lucky these didn't break.
How's that possible?
Just from not taking that plug out. So we can see there's still water in there from over the winter, and that's probably what could have caused this, for the water to come down through here. Even with this plug out, that could have been iced over, and then the water would have got up through here and came up the pipe, and with this shut, that's probably why that exploded. Yep, this cap should have been all the way off. That way the water can drain completely. But yeah, we'll leave that off for now. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get the shop vac, and we're going to shop vac all this sand out. And you got to be careful when you're doing that you don't hit the laterals down below. Alright, so now we're going to start getting the sand out. Now we got most of the sand out, what we want to do is we can go ahead and lift this up, and you see those laterals there? What we'll do, we'll unscrew them and then pull this whole piece out. See? There we go. So that's free now. So we'll untwist those laterals, take that out, and we'll inspect them, and then we can get the rest of the sand out without having damaging the laterals. And these just twist out, and there you go. That's one of the laterals.
That's fine, right? There's no damage?
Nope, no damage to it. And we'll inspect all the other ones. We'll clean these out. We'll get the rest of the sand out of here, and then
So
put everything back together.
Do you put the laterals? You put laterals on inside, or?
Yep. Just same way you take them off is the same way that you put them on. So now that we got all the laterals off, you can pull this whole assembly out. Okay. Got the majority of the sand out of there. We're gonna go ahead and clean off the laterals and then start assembling everything back together. And then we'll go ahead and start getting the sand in there. All right, so let's go ahead and rinse these off. Okay, now that we got them all cleaned off, you just want to inspect them and make sure that none of these are broken. If There's no holes or anything in there. And inspect this, make sure it's not cracked. Not cracked anywhere, nothing's broken. So these are all set to go back in, everything looks good. And we'll put this in and then we'll go ahead and start getting our sand in. Okay, so we want to put the cap back in the bottom. Make sure that's tight. And then we're gonna start filling this with water, probably about halfway. And you can start assembling this back inside here. So once again, just to show you, they just twist in there and that's how they lock in. That's how they come out. That's all it is. Alright, so that's all assembled back in there. And let's start filling it up with water. Alright, so now we got it filled up about halfway. What we want to do, we want to go ahead and cover this because you don't want sand going in there because that leads down to your laterals. That's to prevent sand going in your pool. Let's take a couple pieces of tape, just put it over the top. There you go. And that'll prevent sand from going in there and getting inside your laterals. So now that we got some water in there, we got this blocked off, we'll go ahead and start putting the sand in. And as you're doing this, you're going to want to level this with the sand because it's going to move around. So you got to get the sand in there to hold it down and then it'll be centered. Oh no, the sand, like you swish it around.
So the principle is water comes out in your filter or in your pump, and your water goes in there. Sorry, good.
Once the water goes through here, it goes through all your sand, and the sand is where it catches all that stuff. And you have those laterals down there where the water, they're even smaller. It's like a filter. Think of it, those as filters. And what it does, it prevents large chunks and all types of stuff, even the sand that we put in here, from going through. So then it takes the fresh water and then it pumps it up through here into your head and then right into your pool for your return. That's why that tape is so important. Otherwise you'd have all that sand down in there and it wouldn't work. And you see that's pretty centered. You don't need to worry too much because you can move it a little bit even with all the sand in there to line it up with the head. Okay, so that's two 50-pound bags. So we have one more since this is a 150 pounder. Alright, so that's three 50-pound bags for this thing. So now, move the sand around if you need to level it. But it should be pretty level if you go around it like I did. Alright, and that's why it's so important that you have that tape on there. So now you can take this off. There you go. And no sand in there. And you just want to inspect the seal on here, make sure there's no cracks or anything like that. And you can put a little bit of lube on here. A little magic lube. So that pipe in there is going to line up with this. Yeah. And then just get it snug on there. There you go. Make sure your seal goes down, the O-ring in there. That's how you know that the seal's in there. Go ahead and reconnect the clamps.
So that's pretty smooth, right?
Yeah. Luckily you didn't have any issues or anything inside. That was the main thing. Like if there's something screwed up with the laterals or something, then that would have sucked. All right.
Hey, $1,000 a month.
So now that we got the clamp on, we got the 2 screws in. We got the filter pump hose going into the filter. That's tight. Everything else is tight. This is all connected back together. That is all set. So we'll go ahead and turn it on, get it running. If there's any leaks or anything, remember it's plastic, just do tiny little bit tightening here or here, or just twist here, or twist at any of the unions. Even here, twist the union, and we're all set. So, all right, so that's all fixed, and that's how you change out sand in a sand filter. All right, so make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf, we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye, Obo.
Hi, guys.